Imagine starting a relationship on TikTok, going through public fights, breakup rumors, engagement confusion, and moments when people thought the whole thing was just content, only to eventually become husband and wife. Yes, guys, that is the story of Peller and Jarvis. And honestly, their love story has had so many twists that if somebody told you all of this was going to happen when they first started making content together, you probably wouldn't believe it. So, how did these two go from TikTok partners to one of the most talked about young couples in Nigeria? Welcome back to the channel, guys, where we bring you the latest Nigerian celebrity gist, relationship drama, and the stories making waves online. If you're new here, please click on the subscribe button and turn on your notifications because you definitely don't want to miss the next gist. Now, let's get into the story. Peller, whose real name is Habib Hamzat Adelaja, and Jarvis, also known as Jadrolita, became popular through TikTok, live streams, comedy, and collaborative content. At first, people were simply enjoying their chemistry online. But gradually, fans started noticing that something seemed to be happening beyond the content. The two appeared to be getting closer, and before long, Nigerians were asking the big question: were Peller and Jarvis actually dating? Then came December 2024. Peller got down on one knee and presented Jarvis with a ring. Naturally, social media went crazy. Everybody thought, these two are engaged. But Jarvis came out to clarify something. According to her, the ring was actually a promise ring, not an engagement ring. She explained that it represented Peller's commitment to her while he traveled abroad and her promise to wait for him. So, just when everybody thought wedding bells were already ringing, Jarvis basically said, "Hold on, not yet." But that was only the beginning. By 2025, things between the two became much more complicated. There were disagreements, public arguments, and relationship drama. During Peller's trip to Ghana, videos circulated showing him interacting affectionately with female fans and content creators. Jarvis was reportedly unhappy about what she saw. And then things became even more confusing. Jarvis publicly referred to what she and Peller were doing as content and suggested that their contract would eventually expire. That statement got people talking. Because if this was really a relationship, why was she calling it content? And if it was just content, why had Peller been talking about his feelings for her? Social media went into a frenzy. But then, in July 2025, Jarvis appeared on Channels Television's Rubbin' Minds and confirmed something that surprised many people. She said Peller had actually engaged her. So, apparently, that first proposal wasn't as simple as people thought. But even though they were engaged, marriage wasn't happening immediately. Jarvis later explained that Peller's age and financial stability were among the reasons she wasn't rushing into marriage. And then came December 2025. This was arguably one of the darkest periods in their public relationship. Reports said the couple had broken up, and Peller became extremely emotional during a TikTok live stream. He also crashed his car during the live stream and made disturbing statements about harming himself. The incident led to his arrest by the Lagos State Police Command. He was later released and apologized. Jarvis subsequently visited his mother and indicated that their relationship was over for now. At that point, many people probably thought the Peller and Jarvis story had finally come to an end. But somehow, they found their way back to each other. And this time, things became much more serious. On June 3rd, 2026, Peller proposed to Jarvis again in Accra, Ghana. This time, there was no confusion. He went down on one knee, asked Jarvis to marry him, and she said yes. Peller later described Jarvis as his safe place and greatest blessing. And guys, this is where the story really started moving fast. On June 21st, Peller traveled to Benin City, Edo State, to formally meet Jarvis's family and pay her bride price. Just think about that journey for a second. From TikTok content, to romance, to public fights, to breakup rumors, to another proposal, and now, traditional marriage rites. But there was still one more major step. On July 11th, the couple announced that their grand wedding would take place on August 1st, 2026. They also released their pre-wedding pictures, and fans immediately started counting down. Then, on July 29th, Peller and Jarvis had their civil wedding in Lagos. They exchanged vows, signed the marriage register, and received their marriage certificate. So, technically, they were already legally married. But August 1st was the big celebration. And what a celebration it was. The wedding, hashtag JP2026, brought together celebrities, influencers, content creators, musicians, family members, and fans.
Names reported at the event included Iyabo Ojo, Eniola Badmus, Priscilla Oyo, Juma Jux, Pretty Mike, Kamo State, Cuda Viola, Daddy Freeze, and several other entertainers and influencers. And then came one of the biggest surprises of the entire wedding. Real estate businessman King Ochacho reportedly gifted Peller and Jarvis a mansion in Abuja said to be worth 400 million naira. Yes, you heard that right. A reported 400 million naira wedding gift. And that wasn't the only generous gift associated with the wedding. Reports also said American TikTok live gifter Gregory Pizarro Jr. gave Peller $20,000, while Cubana chief priest reportedly contributed 10 million naira. And of course, because this was a celebrity wedding, Pretty Mike had to make an entrance people would talk about. He reportedly arrived with about 20 people dressed as doctors and nurses, complete with laboratory coats, face masks, and IV drips. The wedding was also watched by thousands of people online, with reports putting the virtual audience at more than 50,000 viewers. And finally, after all the drama, confusion, and uncertainty, Peller and Jarvis stood before their families, friends, and fans and exchanged their marriage vows. The same relationship some people once questioned as just content had now become a real marriage. From that first promise ring in December 2024, through the public relationship drama, the breakup crisis, the second proposal in Ghana, the bride price ceremony in Edo, the court wedding in Lagos, and finally the grand JP 2026 celebration, Peller and Jarvis had made it to the other side. So, guys, that's where the story stands, and honestly, their journey shows just how unpredictable relationships in the public eye can be. What do you think about Peller and Jarvis' love story? Do you think their relationship survived because they genuinely loved each other, or do you think the content side of their relationship made everything even more complicated? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this gist, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more Nigerian celebrity stories. So guys, that's where the story stands for now. But knowing celebrity gist, this may not be the last chapter. What do you think about the whole situation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, please click the subscribe button and turn on your notifications for more juicy Nigerian celebrity gist. I'll see you in the next one.